Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Weekly Sip. I'm the one who starts in a X45 time. It's mainly because this is when I got up maybe half an hour ago. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Weekly Sip, which is my weekly show where I round up goofy ass news and also other community things. I will spend 3 years talking about the Minecraft server. Nah, not this time. However, I do have a Minecraft server if you want to go check it out. Late and heckin' valid. Everyone have your coffees ready? Time for the sip. I got a new coffee machine. I got a K Elite Keurig. It makes not only hot coffee, but iced coffee. Yeah. Shout out the Minecraft server. So I do have a Minecraft server if you want to play on it, and it's real. Do I have the IP in the description of the video? I think I do. Maybe I don't. Well, the IP is definitely in the IP is in the description of the channel for sure. But yes, some of the donations that you guys give me, whether it's super chats or whatever else, it goes towards keeping up the Minecraft server. So if you want to play, enjoy. Do a video on iced coffee. A mug of tea. What kind of Eurotrash drinks tea in the morning? Hey, hey, Alex. Mm. This is actually hotter than my normal or my old coffee machine. Ooh. Mm. Oh, get this, guys. I'm gonna type in the chat. I'm typing the chat. Check this out. I got a check mark beside my name. I guess I'm official. I'm now verified, guys. I have the cancer. Rutro. Please shed some light on why Dave was dismissed at his profession. Okay, so the local Antifa goons who have been stalking me for like a year now. They couldn't get to me because I make my money online, but they can get to him. They sent reports to Home Depot corporate because he works at Home Depot. And then they had some poor intern at Home Depot corporate watch all the backlogs of our gaming channel because Dave and I do the gaming channel Game Boomers together. And they picked out like problematic jokes and they picked out things that were said in the Twitch chat that like we apparently didn't moderate hard enough. And they're like, we can't have you representing our company if you're doing this online. And it's like, holy fuck, dude. That's insane. He's not a blue check mark. Yeah, that's true. So, Dave is now out of a job, and I've decided to generously give him the Twitch donations so that he can stay alive until he can get back on his feet. Which is, by the way, if you want to watch us on Twitch, please consider doing so. This is in Canada, dude. Yeah, Solid Slug. That's what I would say. But the thing is, that's not how corpos view things nowadays. If you work somewhere, you are literally just you represent them in all ways. It's fucking. Well, here's the thing: they didn't legally fire him. Okay, they basically they laid all the evidence at his feet, and they said, "Listen, if you leave now, we won't do anything legal, and we'll give you a good reference." And Dave, because Dave had just come out of like a surgery and a pretty serious surgery and 7 months of recovery, he's like, I just didn't have the energy to like, I didn't have the mental energy to fight them in the moment. I just took the offer, and I was like, you shouldn't have taken the offer. That was his fault. But that's where we are. They avoided the wrongful dismissal thing because they got him to walk out of his own volition, and he shouldn't have done that. So yeah, if you want to watch us play video games on Twitch, it would not only do we want the channel to grow, it would certainly help Dave out. Karma's camera, I did not hear about that. Shit. And that sounds like a story that I should be referencing on this show. This is my this is my news grab bag show. British gunnery sergeant getting into a War Thunder flame war with a dev about balancing regarding tank plating, and to prove he was right, he leaked state secrets. Oh fuck. Okay. Maybe if I can find that, I'll put it in the list of things to cover. Hold on. War Thunder state secrets. Yeah, I got it. Okay. I'll put this in the pile of things we're going to talk about today, since you just brought it up. There we go. Okay. What were the comments said during the Game Boomer streams that got Dave fired? Well, some of them were just like jokes that we had made. Like sometimes there are racist or sexist jokes, but they're clearly jokes, right? Or like homophobic jokes, where you use the F slur or something, right? But like they're clearly jokes. The way that we say them, they're clearly jokes, okay? And like we laugh and we're like, no, don't like. The thing is, there is a line where like it's like there's dog whistling and then there's legitimate comedy, right? And even then, dog whistling is kind of like people who are like, "You're dog whistling, therefore you're Hitler himself." It's like, no. That's fucking stupid. But like, there's clearly people who are joking because they like edgy humor, and then there's people who are joking because they want to normalize some kind of weird opinion. And we were very clearly not the latter, you know. Oh God, Saucy Pup, you were there for our Skyward Sword stream, right? Skyward Sword HD, where Dave was doing like an incredibly racist Japanese accent for the Skyward Sword headmaster. Fuck. Yeah, I'm still asleep. I don't know if you guys can tell. Here, let me check a few things in the old back end. Oh my God. YouTube's already demonetized this stream. Oops. So, I should probably tell you a few things before we get started, eh? I mean, maybe. There's a few things we could talk about. Wait, did I just close the chat? Uh-oh. Hold on, chat. I'll get you back. Hold on, chat. It'll just take a second. I can't see the chat right now. This is a big oops on my part. Okay, here we go. There we are. There's $5 from Kolik. Thank you. Here's a $5 for Dave, but answer me this. If you put two lasagnas on top of each other, is it still two lasagnas or just one big lasagna? Well, if your definition of lasagna is that the top layer has to be cheese, and you put two lasagnas on top of each other, now there's a middle layer with cheese, so I don't know what it is anymore. Yes, I just disagree with you on that. Racism obviously exists. You can't say that it doesn't. We can say like, okay, so there are people who are like, if you're white, you're automatically racist. No, that's stupid. There are people who say like whiteness is racist. No. White culture is racist. No. European culture is racist. No. All of these are dumb things. All right. But to say that racism itself doesn't exist, no. Don't agree. I will say though that like 95% of what every triggered lefty online says is racism isn't actually racist. It's like clearly, obviously not racist. And in fact the insistence that it is racist is probably racism itself. I read it, Colink. Uber lunch. Another 5 from Petri. Thank you. Greetings from the socialist paradise of Finland. Love your videos. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for the donations, guys. I do appreciate. Here. I will give you a few shills and then we'll get on to the news, eh? Yeah, because right now it's about 11 a.m. The Warhammer stream is on Arch's channel in about 4 hours, and I want to finish up the next Tubcast between then and now. So, if I can do this in an hour and change, I can go back to editing the Tubcast, and then I can finish it up. It'll be great. Student of History for 5, thank you. 5 beans to the room. You don't let the commies get you down. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dude. And from the Alabastard for 25, thank you. Good morning. Sips coffee. Thanks, guys. Do appreciate it. Thank you very much. And thank you, Cynics. Cynics TV. Okay, what do I got here? Is it this? Yeah, okay, so if you want to support the channel financially, aside from super chats, which are great, appreciate every single one of them, I have a $5 club, which requires a $5 recurring monthly donation, so like an automatic donation. On Patreon, Subscribestar, the YouTube memberships button, which is right here, or the sub button over on Game Boomers, all right? And keep in mind, the Game Boomers money is currently going towards Dave because Dave is well, you know, as I said at the start of the show, he's kind of fucked right now. So, a $5 recurring monthly donation through any of those sources gets you into the $5 club. If you want to join the $5 club for life, you can PayPal me directly $100 US. So if you think you're going to be around for like longer than 2 years, that is the better option. The $100 directly to PayPal. Of course, if you want me to start opening packages on this show, I have a PO box. Mail me your junk, and around 5 packages or so, I'll spend a section of the weekly sip that week opening the packages up. We can see what we got. Last time we did that, I got a couple games. I got some artwork. I got an MRE. That was cool. I do have a Streamlabs, but I haven't set up the alerts for it yet on this iteration of my computer. Oops. But the Streamlabs money does go towards me as well, if you use the Streamlabs link. I should set it up though, shouldn't I? I've been slightly lazy. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm in a certain situation where I am doing work, and it is leading to positive outcomes. But like, I'm doing enough work to keep things going, but not enough work to get ahead. And I'm having just enough problems that are outside of my control that I can reasonably tell myself this isn't your fault. But I'm also, on some level, also being lazy. Like, it's in that gray area where like bad things are happening and they're only like half my fault. And so in my head, I'm like, it's not your fault. You couldn't have stopped this, but like I could have done something else. Like, I'm on like I'm teetering on the edge of like being hyper productive and not being productive at all. $2 from Paulo. Are you on Jen Psaki's secret? I don't know what that is, but thank you. Artificer Joni for 5. How big is the package? You can send however big of packages you want. Okay. So, actually, let me just change this here. I should probably have it on live chat, because fuck YouTube's censoring. And 50027 for $5. Thank you. Good morning, Dev. Have you touched on those Dolph branded drugs being handed in Vancouver around April? I have not even. What are you talking about? I have not even heard about those. Dolph branded drugs. Vancouver councillor distributes drugs to highlight. Oh my fucking god. Wow. Okay, we have to I'm gonna fucking talk about this. I'll put this in the pile of links to talk about today. Jesus. What the fuck, Canada? Okay, let's get rid of Discord. I don't want anything to leak. Okay, so holidays bad. Fuck off, Dynasty. I don't know because I don't open the package until the video or until the stream starts. So I don't know if anything will get its own video. You know, because I just don't know. I don't know what's in them. I keep it a surprise until it's time to open them. Okay, so guys, along with this shilling that I've just done, I've told you about the Dave situation. So if you want to watch us play games, please consider hitting up that Twitch channel tonight. Or is it going to be tonight? I don't know. I'll talk about that in a minute too. However, I do have a Minecraft server, which I mentioned before. I mentioned that at the start of the stream, Duke Mag. Just rewind a little bit. I told the whole story. So I have a Minecraft server. That's where some of this money goes towards. It's up pretty much 24/7. I just did a stream on there last week. I'm gonna start doing community events on there as well. So if you're into Minecraft, please drop in. I might even play a little bit later. Additionally, for those of you who are interested, we do pretty much have the Game Boomers stream schedule set for the next week. Termite, if someone PayPals me and they send me the receipt, I will look it over. You just DM me your receipt with the 100. I'll make sure it's all valid, and or you DM my mods and we'll figure it out, and then we can do it. Okay, so the Game Boomer stream schedule is going to be either I don't know. It's either tonight or tomorrow. We're playing 4-player Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles in the GameCube using 4 Game Boy Advances. That's always a project I've wanted to set up. I'm really enjoying it. Using all the link cables and shit. It's kind of like an obscure part of Nintendo history. We got 4 friends and we're doing it. But I don't know if that's tonight or tomorrow. It depends on the 4 friends, right? It depends on the others. Tuesday, for sure, we're playing some more Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Wednesday, we're returning to our playthrough of Skyward Sword HD. Thursday is we're gonna do the extremely late E3 EA show, as well as some more Mass Effect 3. And Friday, we're playing Subnautica with a viewer who donated a whole bunch of money for us to play Subnautica with him. So that's the plan. George, for $2, did you ever make an ANCAP video, or was it made? Hasn't been made yet, but I'm sure I'll make it eventually. Because I'm not an ANCAP. Red sings the blues for $5. Donation to USFO. We will keep donating and emailing until we can schedule our interview. Oh my god, did I forget an interview? Oh no, I'm sorry, dude. Like, DM me on Discord or the mods or something, okay? And we'll figure it out, alright? I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, I feel bad now. God damn it. How's the smoke level in Ontario? None. It's just really warm here, dude. It's just really warm. But anyway, that's the streams for this week on Game Boomers. So if you want to tune in, if any of those Jesus, if any of those games interest you, whether it's the Final Fantasy, the Dragon Ball, the Skyward Sword, the Mass Effect in EA, or the Subnautica, tune in any of those days, and we will be doing something. So, and of course, I always advertise it on my Twitter, and I always advertise it on the announcements of this channel and stuff. So, you always know when to do it. My goal is to do like a video a day on SFO, and probably like at least 5 streams a week in the evenings on Game Boomers. That's pretty much my goal here. I'm not dying. Discord should be linked in the description of every video. Yeah, this is the chill stream. Okay, so maybe I should, at this point, move on to the news, eh? You guys want to talk some news? All right. I'm not done yet, William. Okay. Here we go. I think it's this button. Yes, it is. Okay. So, I want to show off this video here, okay? How to fix your Joy-Con drift permanently. Those of you who don't know, Joy-Cons are like those 2 detachable controllers from the Nintendo Switch. Those of you who don't know, initial runs of the Joy-Cons have had drifting sticks, okay? me see if I can just show you. This guy's video is worth watching. You see? But I just want to show you a few interesting things, okay? So, as you can see, he flicks it. He's flicking the stick. And see how it drifts there? Watch. It drifts when not being touched. Original Joy-Cons have had this problem ever since 2016. And people are like, have been livid about this. Like, what the fuck, Nintendo? Nothing. These joysticks and the PS5 have this. No, like even older controllers, like GameCube controllers from back in the day, PS1 controllers, none of them have drift. None of them have drift. Okay? The reason I'm bringing this up is because I've actually been immune to the drift problem on my Joy-Cons until the Skyward Sword stream on Game Boomers last Friday. You know, it was two days ago, or was it Thursday? I don't remember. Anyway, guess what happened? It started drifting like crazy as the stream went on, and the game became almost unplayable by the final hour of the stream. And I was actually really fucking pissed. So this guy shows how to fix the drift permanently. And if you are, you know, good with tools and you have like an iFixit kit or something and you want to try to do this yourself, you definitely should. My Joy-Cons are currently disassembled in the other room, waiting for me to be done with this so I can go fix them. However, here's how you fix it. Okay? Watch this, guys. Here, I'll even turn on his audio so you can actually hear it, okay? Let me just get my Yes, that's why I was struggling, dude. Yes. Okay, check this out.
Here's the fix for this. So as you can see right now, this Joy-Con is completely free from the drift. It's weird, it seems like adding a tiny piece of paper or card with around 1 millimeter can stop the drift completely. And
So that's all it takes. You take it apart, you put a piece of paper, put it back together, and it's done. And here's the reason. The Joy-Con is not adequately attached to like the main body of the controller, and as such, as you use it, and you click on the stick to make, because the stick itself is also a button. It it slowly moves it away from the contacts. It's like, let me just see here. Like, is there a... Yeah, see? This circle and this circle are what attach the stick to the controller. All right? And these contacts here are what need to be touching. But this brace here is not adequately attached to the stick. So as you click down, it shifts downward and moves away. So what you do is you put a tiny spacer underneath the brace here so that it just stays in place. You see? That moves down. So the attachment, so the connection isn't made anymore. And then you just put a 1 millimeter thick piece of paper which holds it in place. That's all you have to do. So it does have like tri-wing screws to open up, so you need like an iFixit kit or something to be able to actually fix this. But once you get it apart, and don't lose any screws, by the way, you just got to put a piece of paper in. Here's what you have to do. You need an iFixit kit with a tri-wing screwdriver and a pry tool, okay, like a plastic pry tool. You take off the 4 screws on the back of it, open it up, it like folds open, and then there's like a battery in the way, so you have to like pop that up with the pry tool because the battery's kind of stuck on pretty tightly. And then you take out the battery case. I think it's like 3 more tri-wing screws. Battery case moves aside, and then you're left with this silver back. Then you just put like basically a piece of a business card there. That's all you got to do. Just put a business card there, and then you're set. Yeah. Anyway, if you look up how to fix your Joy-Con drift permanently for the actual video, because he does go through step by step how to take them apart and how to do the whole thing. Like, he goes through the whole process. If you want to do this, here's the video. Just you search for this title, you'll get it. It's gone viral in the past couple days. So, PS5 and Xbox Elite controllers also have drift. Well, they're making them more cheaply, dude. Like, fucking hell. Nintendo knows about this. They just don't care. I think, like, the newest Switch controllers are less likely to drift. Because I think that they put, like, a foam spacer in there or something, right? Anyway, here's how you fix your drift. I don't even know what GW is. Let us know. That is news to me. Let's move on to some articles, though, because this is interesting, but it's video games. What's this? Oh yeah, this is what someone in the chat asked me to cover, so I'm going to do it right away. The Official Secrets Act has been broken in an attempt to improve the video game War Thunder. Thanks a lot. Classified documents detailing the specifications of the Challenger 2 tank in War Thunder have been leaked online. And this has broken the Official Secrets Act, which is in effect in over 40 countries. This breach was not the result of international espionage, but instead an attempt by War Thunder forum user Fear Not to improve the accuracy of the vehicle in-game. Alongside pages of a Challenger 2 AESP, Fear Not took to the official War Thunder forum to explain that they leaked the document to prove that the developers, Gaijin, hadn't coded the vehicle properly. So, the tank in the game does not work the way that it should, being an accurate tank sim. That's the point of the game, is it's supposed to be accurate. So this guy leaks the fucking... he leaks British state secrets to make the tank more accurate. Let's read it here. Furthermore, while we're on the topic of the trunnions, by association, the rotor and linking in with my post regarding the mantlet assembly, but it is really obvious that some things are not quite right. Especially when the rotor depicted in the model is barely thick enough to reach the trunnion position, never mind cover them. Being less than half the thickness, it should be. Basically, Gaijin would have you believe that the rotor supports the weight of the gun cradle, recoil mechanism, breech, barrel, mantlet assembly, Coax MG, and this even supported the trains at all. It just floats, apparently. The images were quickly removed from the forum, with the community manager explaining that we will make it very clear that we will not handle any source material unless it is publicly available and fully declassified. Another mod later confirmed they had written confirmation from the Ministry of Defense that this document remains classified. By continuing to disseminate it, you are in violation of the Official Secrets Act. A 14-year prison sentence. Holy fuck. I'll shut you off. There is no valid source material that can be used, therefore no change will take place. R.I.P. Yeah, see, somebody was like, I hope that despite the sources having been removed and rejected, that the mantlet will still be fixed. After all, we now know for certain that it's wrong in-game, and we know now for a better extent how it should be. But nope, they can't do it. Yep. Leaking state secret just because you're a spurry about accuracy in a sim. Exactly. I wonder if he's actually going to get fucked. Alright, what's next? That coffee's good. Oh, these are updates from last week's stories, guys. Okay. So remember I played a video of a teacher insulting a student for wanting an LGBT cupcake even though he was straight? The Springfield teacher in trouble for calling student dipstick, weasel, and other names during unicorn cupcake dispute. The video of a Springfield teacher calling a student names, including straight jerk, butthead, and pain in my butt, has been making the rounds on social media. It caught the attention of State Senator Eric Burleson, who issued a statement on Friday. The teacher is no longer working for the district. She got canceled, guys. Cancel culture. The video starts with the teacher, who has not been named publicly, in the middle of an explanation about a tray of unicorn cupcakes she had brought to share with the students. A male student sitting towards the back of the classroom apparently interpreted the unicorn cupcakes as a support for LGBT individuals. And then she says, just because I support another thing doesn't mean I don't support straight people too. Just because I'm Mexican doesn't mean I don't support black people or Irish people or ignorant people. And she gestured toward the student when she said ignorant people. And he says, we all watch this, but I'm just going to go over it. The student said something about getting ignored, and the teacher, opening one of the trays, asked, "Would you like a special unicorn cupcake for being straight, jerk?" The teacher answered yes, and the teacher, calling it a straight jerk cupcake, walked him with the tray. Here's the thing. I remember watching the video, and multiple students were just like, yes, Chad, yes. Anyway, investigation began. She's gone. R.I.P. The video includes comments that do not meet the professional standards for educators. They are inappropriate and excusable. Well, she didn't really swear. She called him pain in my butt. Like, that's very Saturday morning, you know? Of course, she's still ridiculous, and the employee will not be returning to SPS. So there you go. She's gone. Yeah, the student answered yes. Give me my straight cupcake. Also, this one. Remember this kid? Where the woman like beat the shit out of the daughter and then like bragged about it on texts because she had won her court case and there was nothing they could do about it. Well, that was actually, it turned out that story was 2 years ago, and actually, it turns out now she's lost complete custody. She's lost complete custody, and the dad has custody. Yep. So good. This dropped a few days ago. Sex with refugees is jasmine scented and beautiful. What? Like, okay. It's one thing to have the opinion that if you live in a rich, prosperous country, you have the moral obligation to take in refugees, from people who might die, who are fleeing a violent situation, and you said, and just out of the goodness of your heart, out of the charity of humanity, you should take these people in and help them. Okay, you can have a conversation about that because it is a reasonable view. Now, where in that view does propagandizing people to have sex with refugees come into play? Right? It's falafel scented. Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Even if you accept the humanitarian argument, even if you fully accept that, where does this come in? Where? It's just baiting for sensationalism? Yeah, but I'm going to do a video, and this is going to be like the thumbnail of it, I think. And the video is going to be called basically deconstruction without reconstruction. Because I've noticed so many of these people, they spend so much time deconstructing everything, deconstructing the normativity of our society. They don't actually think about what they need to build in its place. Yeah, why is it even appropriate to have sex talk plastered on a public wall? Exactly. Fucking exactly, dude. Okay, what's this one here? Oh, yeah. I don't know if this is a real article. I read it, and I was like, I don't fucking know, dude. But maybe. Wisconsin to liquefy the dead and flush them into sewers and then spray the sludge on food farms. It's not quite Soylent Green, but it's getting pretty close, eh? By the way, guys, I will read super chats at the end of the show, okay? Here we go. Hold on a second, guys. Just give me a second. All right, I'm back. Okay. The Wisconsin Senate has approved a bill in the last week allowing dead bodies to be dissolved in a chemical bath and disposed like sewage, then spread all over food crops as biosludge. Senate Bill 228 authorizes a practice called alkaline hydrolysis that liquefies corpses through water cremation using a mixture of water, heat, chemical agents, leaving only bones behind. The liquid is then dumped into the sewage system or boiled off, where the bones are then crushed and deposited into an urn. No, somebody was coming in. Dave's girlfriend showed up. The bill was passed without debate by the Republican-led Senate despite objections from the Catholic bishops of Wisconsin, who says that this process is disrespectful to the dead. Kim Vercaterin, executive director of the Wisconsin Catholic Conference, wrote to the Senate Health Committee, Catholic teaching is centered on the life and dignity of the human person because each person is created in the image and likeness of God. The heart, mind, flesh, and bones of a human person are all elements of a unique creation, down to the DNA, which must be honored even after death. Our concern is that with alkaline hydrolysis, remains are washed into a wastewater system as though the body created by God never existed. Jesus Christ, guys. Wastewater does not honor the sacredness of the body, nor does it allow the grieving to honor the dead after disposition. What the fuck? So here is the people always tell me that like capitalism is not actually amoral the way that leftists think it is, and I'm like, no. Here's the capitalist argument for this practice, okay? Senator Patrick, who is a Republican who sponsored the bill, he said, Wisconsin funeral directors are receiving more and more requests for flameless or water cremation. I believe in allowing consumers choices, and if a consumer chooses flameless cremation, I would like to empower Wisconsin funeral directors the means to fulfill that choice. Now, I hate to agree with a socialist here, but maybe some things shouldn't simply be left up to the market. You know what I mean? Maybe some things should simply be left alone and left as inviolate. It sounds ridiculous. Yeah, like at the end of the day, if people choose it, they choose it. Okay, actually, here. You know what? Yep. The Alabastard said, I mean, if you choose that, it's fine, but if it's mandated. Here is the problem with having the choice, okay? Like, let's assume here. Here is the greatest example of what we're talking about here, okay? Let's assume you hit 80 years old, okay? And at this point, the government offers you a choice, okay? The government says, listen, you know, when you get to 80 years old, you're kind of a burden on the system at this point. You know, you're withdrawing more than you're depositing, and that is the case for most people who are very old, right? Okay. So, what if the government offers you a choice? We will give, if you allow yourself to be euthanized, we will give your family a payout. You know, your kids, your grandkids. We'll give them a bunch of money if you allow yourself to be euthanized right now. A lot of old people would take it, and you can make the choice. You make the argument. And it's a very strong argument, and it's one that I even partially agree with. If everyone consents, what's the complaint, right? Okay, fair enough. But at this point, you start incentivizing. You start incentivizing a behavior. Like imagine the government going to a bunch of poor people and saying, okay, if you let us kill you sooner, we will give your family money. You know, you start incentivizing a behavior that is probably not healthy. You know what I mean? I'm not going mask off. I'm simply saying that there are ways that you can consent to things that down the road probably make it worse for other people, if that makes any sense. And this is the thing. I wouldn't do any of this. I'd be like, no, I don't care how much money you pay. I want to stay alive, right? But some people would take it. Some people would take the money. I don't know. I that's not an equivalent. You've introduced incentive into it. Okay, fair enough. But as you read this here, like let me just read the thing here. This person here is talking about incentive too. Like, I believe in allowing consumers choices. If a consumer chooses flameless cremation, I would like to empower Wisconsin funeral directors the means to fulfill that choice. Well, one, he's using like market logic here, and two, nothing here talks about turning bodies into fertilizer. You know what I mean? Yeah. The whole consenting to be killed off when you hit a certain age thing was an episode of TNG. What that was that there was a society that euthanized people when they were 60, and that was just like their way. And a guy wanted to avoid that because he was still doing pretty well in his old age. He wanted to not do that, and he got shunned by his entire society to the point that he just did it. Nothing talks about giving people money and just making it legal. Yeah, but when you're turning the flesh into fertilizer, that becomes a commodity. And I definitely don't like the idea of people's bodies becoming commodities, you know? I feel like there's probably, even though I'm not religious, there probably should be something sacred about your body, if that makes any sense. Can't you use normal cremated people as fertilizer? No, because they're just ashes, eh? Doesn't really do anything. American society has no coping process for death. Our traditions are stale and hollow. Maybe. I can't tell you how many of my friends are now ashes in a box, and it fucks the grieving process. What else are you supposed to do with them, though, you know? You can't just spray dissolved person sludge in a field. Yeah, people are even making the Soylent Green conversation here. Yeah. Wait, how am I a hypocrite? What are you talking about? That's why there's no mandatory organ donation in the U.S. Even when you're dead, your body belongs to you. Yeah, here. Let me put it this way, okay? If people do this completely of their own volition, I can't see an issue with it. But if people are like kind of coerced into it, I'm like, I don't feel good about that. I don't feel good about that, dude. Also, there's the fact that people don't want to eat food that comes out of this shit, right? Jesus. Wait, hold on. Dr. Lewis spoke out about his concerns. He was terminated by the agency and charged with scientific misconduct? According to Dr. Lewis, the EPA faked the safety data on biosolids and has managed to avoid trouble by targeting those who speak out and treating them like criminals. What? What the fuck, dude? Okay, I gotta speak out against this. Maybe you shouldn't be firing scientists because they have a different opinion than you. Christ. Do you want to get haunted farms? This is how you get haunted farms. Just spraying ghosts everywhere. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue on. I might have covered this on a previous weekly sip because it is from 2019, but fuck it, it's worth it again. A stalker who sent 159,000 messages in 10 months to a man she met on a dating site and broke into his home after one date wants her case to go to trial because she thinks the jury will clear her and order her to marry her victim. she said, I'd make sushi out of your kidneys and chopsticks out of your bones. She broke into his home and was found taking a bath. A butcher knife was in the front seat of her car. She was found incompetent to stand trial, but she believes that a jury will make her marry the man. Oh my fuck. I want to bathe in your blood. Jesus. Look at this. I'd wear your fascia and the top of your skull in your hands and feet. I'd be wearing a taxidermy suit. What the fuck? Dude. True love? I'm actually speechless listening to this shit happen. Dude, look at her. She has crazy eyes. Oh my god. This is why you don't go on Tinder dates. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. And she says, I think it's just ridiculous. I can't believe it turned into this. I can't believe I'm actually in jail for some time. Okay. You know what? There's one thing, okay? So, when somebody blocks you on their phone, on some apps and some phone OSs on some apps, it'll tell you, right? You send a message to say this guy blocked you, and it's like, oh, okay, right? And so I actually know some people who have been blocked by somebody, and they just use that number or that person as like a grocery list. So they'll type in like whatever they want to buy at the grocery store, knowing that it'll be blocked. Knowing that it'll be blocked because like the guys that they're sending it to won't receive it, but now they have it in a handy place, right? And there are people who like unblock them years later, and they see themselves getting like messages like of what to get at the grocery store, and they're just like, what the fuck? In that case, I wouldn't want to be sent to jail over that, but still, kind of strange. And thanks for the super chats, guys. I will read them. I'll read them at the end of the news. Okay. What's the next one? Okay. Most of the $50 billion in woke corporate donations to racial justice causes did not actually reach the black community. Who could have seen this coming, guys? American corporations that have pledged to support black communities over the past year have been lax in paying out. A total of approximately $50 billion has been promised by a slew of companies, including Facebook, Target, and Apple. And of this amount, only about $250 million has been spent or even earmarked. According to Fortune, other companies, such as Amazon, in addition to donating funds, have pledged to increase the number of people of color working for them as employees. Let's see here. Target, which is headquartered in Minneapolis, the center of the George Floyd controversy, has decided to space out its investments and has committed to spending a whopping $2 billion of that $50 billion over the next 3.5 years, mostly on black-owned business initiatives. Apple has pledged $100 million. It was giving It was giving $25 million to a place called Propel Center, which helps fund black post-secondary educational institutions. Yeah, so it turns out they're talking about giving money, but they're not actually doing it. Like a lot of the money I know goes to the Democratic Party and not actually to say black-owned small businesses or something. What's next here? We don't have 12 years to save the climate. We have 14 months. Well, this was published in July 26th, 2019. So I guess we're already fucked, right? We ain't got to worry about it anymore. You got scammed. Plan, what happened, dude? So yeah. This is not really worth... This is all just old news, to be honest. This is not really worth going into. I just thought it funny that people are like, dude, dude, if we don't do something now, we're fucked. And that was like 2 years ago. And like things are bad, but it's not irreparable. I remember being in the early '90s as a like a very very tiny youngster and hearing like we're all gonna be underwater by the year 2000, and it's like, well, that didn't happen. Like I'm not a climate denialist. It's clearly a serious problem. However, I have full confidence that humanity will actually tackle it. It might not happen on the progressive timetable, but I think we'll handle it. You know, and for a people who didn't really figure out how bad it was until about 50 years ago, we're doing not bad. Let's have some good faith here and some benefit of the doubt. Coffee's getting cold. Got about half a mug left. All right. The DeFi 100 coin exit scams and runs away with $32 million in investor funds. The website is now updated with the message, "We scammed you guys and you can't do shit about it." Haha, all you moon boys have been scammed and you can't do shit about it. Fuck you, moon boys. Yeah. People who are buying like weird new crypto coins and NFTs and all this other bullshit, don't. All right? Know when to pull out. Fuck. Okay, what's next here? Oh, yes. Vancouver councillor and advocacy groups distribute drugs to highlight drug supply concerns. Okay. In hopes to highlight the deadly toxic drug supply in BC, a Vancouver city councillor helped hand out a free, safe supply of meth, heroin, and cocaine to users Wednesday on the downtown east side. I don't I don't think there exists a safe supply of meth, heroin, or cocaine. Maybe safer, maybe there's not literally gunpowder in them or something, but it's still fucking meth. Health Canada has agreed to start formal discussions with the City of Vancouver on its plan to decriminalize the simple possession of illicit drugs. Fuck. Jesus Christ. When you look at all the things that the government has done around COVID, eviction ban, closing businesses, stopping travel, you look at what they did to start the poison drug crisis, there is no comparison. What we need is to ramp up the efforts to stop people from dying from poison drugs. And the main thing we need is a safe supply of drugs. How about don't do drugs? How about we don't encourage people doing fucking drugs, dude? Christ. I'm gonna have this is gonna be the basis of another video, where like people people on the extreme left talk about harm reduction as their main goal, but harm reduction isn't enough, and just make the drug safer. Harm reduction. It's like, yeah, but you're making people's lives worse. You fuck. Yeah, see, I got to hand out safe drugs today with Vandu and Dulf. 6 deaths a day from poison drugs is way too many. 1 is too many. Safe supply now. Check this shit out, dude. Here you go. Have your free state-sponsored heroin. Oh my fucking God. Now your city can be full of homeless junkies and no one will even be able to do it. Will be allowed to do anything about it. Fucking hell, dude. I feel like we should be getting people off drugs, not giving them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old at this point, and I don't get the new generation. But Christ, I actually know a guy who got some of this. He got heroin, weed, and cocaine. Fuck. Yeah, harm reduction is saying that you're giving up and making things better. Exactly. You're just like trying to slow the decline. No, this is in Vancouver. Fuck, dude. All right, let's continue. Police. Woman does karate. Son gets nude. Dog steals cornbread from Walmart. Oh, it's quite the family. A mother and her son are in custody after causing a ruckus at a Walmart. The dog chipped in too. Okay. Responding officers, they found them yelling in the doorway to trying to summon their dog. Smith brought the dog Bo into the store without a leash. So he ditched his owner and started running up to unsuspecting customers. While Bo was doing that, Smith began tearing apart store displays and placing them in her shopping cart. Walmart staff asked her to leave, and she complied. Police said she left the store to perform karate moves in the parking lot. Bo had not been brought to heel. By the time anyone found him, he was on his way out of the store with a box of Jiffy cornbread muffin mix in his mouth. Police arrested Smith, but it wasn't without a fight. She allegedly kicked out a patrol car window when they finally got her in custody. Meanwhile, the son was running amok inside the store. He took off all of his clothes in the rear of the Walmart and exposed himself to everyone around him. He used a scooter in an attempt to run over an officer. Then they stopped the scooter and took him into custody. So Van, he faces charges for lewd and lascivious behavior, disorderly conduct, and theft. Smith is charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and misdemeanor bail jumping. The dog was not charged, but he was warned for theft. This headline, dude. Woman does karate, son gets nude, dog steals cornbread. Everyone in the family. All right, what's next? Okay. Woman saved from the rapist by a gay rapist who raped the rapist. Okay, I shouldn't laugh, but it's kind of funny. All right, okay. In a bizarre case of instant karma, a rapist went from being the predator to being the prey when he was trying to rape a woman and was found by another rapist who then raped him. James Preston, a 51-year-old man, was trying to rape a woman whose name was unidentified in Alaska around 1 a.m. He took her to an isolated place, and before he could start, another man, Bernard Jones, came onto the scene. First, I believed he was going to help me rape her, and then I was telling him to come on and help me because he was quiet, just looking at me with a weird look. He kept going. Then he attacked me and told her to let her go. Or told me to let her go, I guess. What happened next was literally a pain in my ass. They were both arrested and charged for rape, even though some people claim that Jones shouldn't be arrested as he was a hero. I only hope they put us in the same cell. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. 28-year-old woman posed as a student and sneaked into a high school to promote her Instagram. Oh, Jesus. She snuck into a Miami-Dade County school to promote her Instagram page. Audrey Nicole Francisquini was charged Monday with burglary, educational institution interference, and resisting an officer after she entered an American senior high school. She was able to sneak her way into the school's front doors by blending in with the students. She came in carrying a book bag and holding a skateboard and carrying a painting. Literally, how do you do, fellow kids? Once inside, she handed out pamphlets with her Instagram name on them and asked students to follow her. Oh my god, dude, this is pathetic. Oh my god. People are so desperate for internet fame nowadays. After she was stopped a second time by security, she fled. Oh, you idiot. Of course they found her through her Instagram page, you fucking moron. So stupid. So fucking stupid. All right. Oh yeah, this came out last September, but I didn't watch it. I'm only getting around to talking to it now because I fucking hate it. Magical Girl Friendship Squad. It's a show about two girls who put their fingers in a red panda's butthole to become magical girls while making dated references and cussing a lot. Guys, you want to watch this show? Just finger a butthole for magic. All right. A priest was recorded having group sex on an altar of the Pearl River Church. 3 people have been arrested. Damn. The lights inside Saints Peter and Paul Roman Catholic Church in Pearl River were on later than usual, so a passerby stopped to take a closer look. Peering inside, the onlooker saw the small parish's pastor, half naked, having sex with 2 women on the altar. The women were dressed in corsets and high-heeled boots. There were sex toys and stage lighting, and a mobile phone as well as a separate camera mounted on tripods recording it all. This guy is like, what's happened to my life? The eyewitness took a video and then called the Pearl River police, who arrived at the church and viewed the recording. They then arrested the Reverend Travis Clark on obscenity charges. All right. New details have emerged in court filings that paint the lurid picture of a priest recording himself engaged in a sexual roleplay while desecrating a sacred place within the church. One of the women, Mindy Dixon, 41, is an adult film actor who also works for hire as a dominatrix. On a social media account associated with Dixon, the September 29th post says she was on her way to New Orleans area to meet another dominatrix and defile a house of God. Well, you're all going to jail. Oh my fucking god, dude. Cancer patient set on fire during operation. A hospital patient has died after being set on fire during surgery in Romania. Surgeons at Floresca Hospital in Bucharest used an alcohol-based disinfectant on the woman, who was 66, before carrying out her operation for pancreatic cancer. But then they used an electric scalpel, which, as it came into contact with the alcohol, set the woman's body alight on the operating table. Okay, I know it's a tragedy, but fuck. How do you fuck up this badly? How do you fuck up this badly, dude? Jesus Christ, V. Everyone's saying V. Okay. The victim's family told the media they haven't been told of the gravity of the situation, only that it was an accident. We found details from the press when they were broadcast on TV. So let's see. The surgeons should have been aware that it is prohibited to use an alcohol-based disinfectant during surgical procedures performed with an electric scalpel. Like, how dumb do you have to be? Yes, let's cover this woman in alcohol and then light her on fire. How dumb? How fucking dumb do you have to be, dude? It was an accident because they switched disinfectants? Oh, fuck. Oh, no. That's rough, dude. All right. The term sus is rooted in homophobia. Uh-oh. Among Us, guys. Sus jokes are taking over social media, from TikTok to Twitter, spreading an anti-homosexual message that discourages straight men from acting in a feminine or stereotypically homosexual manner. The idea behind the joke typically goes like this. A man displays a flamboyant demeanor to depict himself as homosexual or feminine, while people flood the comments calling a man sus or suspect of being gay. Well, if you see a man acting flamboyant, and he is gay, and he means to present himself as gay, and you point out that, oh, he looks gay, how is that homophobic to notice? Everyone's saying sus. Everyone's saying sus in the chat. All right. The term sus further perpetuates a homophobic, heteronormative way of thinking. Oh, fucking hell. As a cisgendered bisexual woman herself, Corbin believes that it shouldn't be sus for a man to act feminine. Whatever. Dude, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. Oh god, why is it that the really shitty op-eds are the longest articles? Fuck. Oh yeah, guys, okay. Check this shit out. All right? Check this shit out. We're going to turn on the old audio, we're going to listen to this. Here we go. She fucking bites the officer, dude. What the fuck? Falcon Punch. Notice how everyone starts to freak out as soon as she gets punched. And, like, rightfully so. She bit him. And then he punches her to get her to stop. And they're like, oh my god, police brutality. No. Bite is a dark type attack. Oh my god, dude. Coffee's over. Oh my god, guys. What the fuck? It's not police brutality when you attack the cops and get attacked back. Fucking Christ. Crazy, man. Mass Effect modder reluctantly returns missing butts to the Legendary Edition. The modder giveth but, the modder taketh but away. So, when Mass Effect Legendary came out like a month or two ago, whatever it was, you remember they talked about how they were removing Miranda's ass shots? Because they were like, oh my god, how could we have done this 10 years ago? We're so sexist. Well, there was a modder named Scottina123 who back in September 2018 made a mod called the No More Butt Shots mod, which in the original games removed the butt shots. And the mod says, the camera positioning for Miranda's pre-loyalty mission always annoyed me. She just lets you into, possibly, her greatest secret, and all the camera does is by focusing on her behind, is sexualize her in a key point of her character development. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Well, BioWare agreed that this choice of angles was a little egregious, so they reframed them for the Legendary Edition re-release. Now it seems Scottina123 is playing both sides of the field, putting their 2018 butt shot opinions aside in favor of releasing mods that add the camera cuts back into the Legendary Edition. There is now a separate mod for restoring the shots in both Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. The modder has less to say this time, calling it a very simple mod that restores the butt shots that BioWare removed. Well, fair enough. Butt shots are back. Wait, hold on. Garrus and Tali body pillows? Oh god. I'm gonna have to buy these, aren't I? Fuck. Tali is my favorite character in the entire Mass Effect series, and Naomi really likes Garrus. Oh, dude, have you seen the people who have been saying that like Garrus is a fascist cop because he worked for CSEC, and you have to defund the space police and all this nonsense about the Mass Effect lore? And like Garrus becoming an outlaw and like pulling a Batman is also fascist, and etc. 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 And it's like, holy fuck, dude. Meanwhile, Garrus is the most popular character with women in the Mass Effect series. I was on a stream a couple weeks ago with Adam and Sitch, and Aiden Paladin was there. And like, my girlfriend and Aiden Paladin talked about how much they liked Garrus together. And I was like, alright, guys, alright. You fucking horn dogs. Well, I'm gonna have to, you know what? I'm gonna save this and send it to Naomi. Because I know she's going to want one. Okay. Canon put AI cameras in its Chinese offices that only let smiling workers inside. Oh, Jesus. Welcome to Cyberpunk. tech company Canon has come up with a downright dystopic way to tackle the problem of workplace morale. It's installed cameras with AI-enabled smile recognition technology. The cameras only let smiling workers enter rooms or book meetings, ensuring that every employee is definitely 100% happy all the time. Oh my god. Workers are not being replaced by algorithms and artificial intelligence. Instead, the management is being sort of augmented by these technologies. Technologies are increasing the pace for people who work with machines instead of the other way around, just like what happened during the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century. Oh my god, dude. This is pretty dystopic, isn't it? Yeah. We Happy Few, anyone? I gotta play that game at some point, man. AI smile recognition cameras are in many ways the least dangerous type of surveillance technology. They have the benefit of being obvious. Other systems of control are much more subtle. For example, there are built-in surveillance tools in Microsoft 365. A lot of companies are deploying features to fear losing control over their workers because people are working from home. My god, dude. Like, one of my mods, Ours in Peace, he was told by a company that he had to start a Twitter account because the company monitored everybody's social media usage, and he didn't have a social media account. He didn't use any of it, and they told him if he wanted the job, he had to start a Twitter account. Fucking nuts, dude. Social media's ruined us. Okay. Fox News. Her head game was weak. Florida teacher jailed after having sex with student who reported her due to her performance. I wasn't going to say anything at first, but like, if you're risking it all for this moment and your top game is nothing but teeth, you don't deserve to be teaching. Now, this article went viral, and it's fucking hilarious. But I have to admit to you guys, I have to pull back the curtain. It's not real, guys. It's not real. Sorry. Yeah. This is not a real article. The person, the woman in question was from 2017. She was a different sex offender. They wouldn't show the kid because that is a violation of many laws. And the person who wrote the article is a politics reporter based in New Hampshire. Okay, it's a joke. It's not real, but it's fucking hilarious. And for like a good 2 weeks on Twitter, people were fooled, like completely fooled. All right, what's this? Here's something that is real, though. From President Biden's official Twitter account. Big boobs with normal-looking nipples. Okay? This actually happened. This isn't a hack or a joke or a prank. This isn't a fake tweet. Some intern who had control of Biden's Twitter account posted big boobs with normal-looking nipples. It was, of course, deleted instantly. But even though it was deleted instantly, like within a minute, it got, what is that? 3,000 retweets and 8,000 likes? I bet that intern is getting fucking fired, dude. Like, he's gone. Oh, yeah. And we'll end it off here. Watch me raise money for Hamas to kill the Jews. Now, we've seen bread tubers do this, a couple months ago. I even made a video last month about how Lance is fucking stupid, Lance from the Surfs. But let us understand how we can raise money to help kill the Jews.
We're raising money for American Friends for Hamas. So I work for American Friends for Hamas.
Okay.
We're not your father's terrorist organization. We've kind of evolved beyond that. Still kind of what we do, but we've kind of rebuilt and rebranded ourselves. And Hamas is where it's at. We're raising money to do what we do as Hamas. We want to fund operations against Israel. And the type of attacks we're talking about are cafes and schools and soft targets. Type of operations we're talking about against soft targets.
It's just like
schools and cafes and that
it's
kind of
very
thing.
mask off.
Make them
Holy
feel
fuck.
it. Hospitals and destroy cafes, shopping malls and schools and places of worship. This is the kind of stuff we're talking about. Civilian populations. And this is the only way we can fight back, really. The suicide bombers all we've got. I mean, that's kind of like, because it's the poor man's F-15.
Right.
And do we again against Israel, and that's kind of what we're looking to do.
Okay.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
And fund operations against Israel. That's the kind of thing we're doing.
Okay, well.
Hey,
great.
thanks for your time, man.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thank you. We're essentially the logical extension of BDS. It's like BDS the next level is what we're doing. We're
How
kind
are
of
these
like
people just like
the
okay
next
with
level
this?
BDS.
Fucking
It's like
university
BDS,
students,
we're like
dude.
BDS plus. We're looking to wipe Israel off the map. Yeah, we want, we're looking to destroy Israel. We don't want just Gaza. We want to have all of Israel.
No, I've actually been learning about in this last school year about everything that's going on over there. So I like the sound of what you're doing. It sounds like a great thing to do.
Totally against the Israeli genocide.
Awesome. We just want to get rid of Israel, and it's for the Palestinians. Stay off drugs. But we would love you to check out our website.
That would be wonderful.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah,
If you
see,
like donating to
it
help
is
the
a bit.
cause, to fight back, and that'd be great.
For sure, we'll definitely.
And maybe consider making a donation.
Sure.
Great.
Probably like 15 bucks.
15 bucks?
Yeah.
No, that'd be great.
I don't know, maybe like 10, 20 bucks.
15 to 20. $5 or $10.
Maybe like $10.
$5. $10.
$10.
5 or $10.
$10.
Let's say $27, since that seems to be my Bernie donation.
Listen, it's all about peace and love. We got to fight back against the oppressors. See you, brother. Yeah, I mean, it's important to kind of fight back and not take it lying down, if you know what I mean.
All that money,
Thanks, man.
dude.
Peace and love.
Yeah, thank you.
Peace and love.
Yeah, peace and love.
See you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, take it easy.
Appreciate it. Hamas thanks you. I thank you.
Thank you.
Peace and love. You believe peace is important, right?
Of course.
Of course. Yeah. But to get peace, you first got to destroy some stuff, See you, man.
Wow, dude. Fucking wow. See, it is a bit. He was doing it as a joke. Obviously. But those students were actually willing to give money. Holy shit, dude. Since that's my Bernie donation. Fuck. All right, guys, that's the end of the news for today. So before I get to the super chats, I just want to remind you, if you want to join the $5 club in Discord, you give $5 recurring through Patreon, Subscribestar, YouTube memberships, or the sub button on Twitch, on my gaming channel, twitch.tv/GameBoomers, or $100 to the PayPal directly, 100 US. I will check it out. Send me the receipt. You want to mail stuff, and you want me to open it on this stream? There's the PO box on the screen. I have a Minecraft server which you should play on. The IP is in the Discord. It's in the description of the channel as well. It's a public server. Anyone can play. And also, make sure to watch my gaming streams in the evenings over at twitch.tv/GameBoomers. The schedule for the gaming streams will be either tonight or tomorrow night. Probably will be Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Tuesday will be Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Wednesday will be Skyward Sword HD. Thursday will be the EA E3 bullshit, and then Mass Effect 3 with Naomi. And then Friday will be Subnautica with a viewer who has paid us to play Subnautica. And yes, you can give large donations to have us play certain games on that show as well. So, that's what's going on. Please consider checking out all of these things if you are so interested. Now let us look at the supers before we get out of here, eh? Let me just go to the where's the thing? Where's the fucking thing? Hold on. Here it is. Okay. From Micro Kernel for $5. Joke or not, all people who donated literally heard him describe his cause as a terrorist organization focused on civilian soft targets. Yep. They did. They fucking did. $2 from Vesperus Alpha. Video on lefty biphobia. Probably could. It's a possibility, but I need more sources. I know it exists, but I need a little bit more. Because I've done little bits on it here and there in other videos. JJ Chan for 610 yen. Thank you. Today was the day 2 years ago Kyo Annie burned down because of some crazy guy. I only vaguely know that story, but thank you. Thank you for the donations. I don't know what it means. Oh, that was an anime studio, right? Shit. Okay. Cool Guy Aspie. These are the same people who cry racism. Amazing. Yeah, fucking nuts, right? Microkernel for another 5. Thank you. I kind of have a different take on the smile recognition stuff. I know a guy who did this to his own computer. Weird at a company, but not that weird. It's pretty fucking weird, dude. I don't know. It's pretty fucking weird. Mervinu for $10. Thank you. Double Odono for the demonetized duo. Hope this helps. Thank you very much, dude. I really appreciate it. Silver Camaro 78 for $5. I want to bring shoe-on-head simps to the light and see that the only one they should simp for is Count Dankula. E-girls are temporary big PPs forever. Dankula's married, dude. No simping even for Dankula. Thank you, though. $5 from 5027. Let's keep addicts and make it even harder for them to get clean. I love being a rich crust punk. Yeah, these are all like rich people, like rich bougie socialists showing up in the hood to like fuck with people because they think they're doing right. It's such bullshit. Silva Camaro for $10. Thank you. You think Sargon feels like Obi-Wan now that she went crazy? She attacks capitalism while spending all of her time on her phone in her parents' house. You were supposed to destroy the artards, not join them. I'm not gonna talk about the Sargon shoe friendship or with our group. All right, we're just gonna put that aside. But thank you for the donation, Dr. Diddler for $2. Thank you. Climate change is real. The ice will melt yesterday. Well, I mean, I put an ice cube tray outside. It melts, so I guess that's true. Harry the Human Substitute for £5. Thank you. I'm really struggling writing my politics of Attack on Titan. Any tips, Dev? Well, 1, don't steal my video idea. But 2, what would you do? Maybe like watch the show again with the whole lore of the show in mind and politics in mind, and just like take notes of see what comes up. That's what I would do. Jerry for 5. Thank you. When you said your stream got demonetized, it made me angry. I'm giving you money just to spite YouTube. Thank you very much, dude. Silver Camaro for $10. Thank you. Socialists like Shoe-on-Head are cheering about how families get $300 a month per child. I think maybe families would prefer if you socialists would stop printing money and devaluing their savings. Yeah, there's that too. God, the people who are like, printing money does nothing. You guys are idiots. Wolfsbane for $2. Rule 1, fellas, never stick your dick in crazy. Exactly. Red Fox Moon for 10 kroner. Thank you. Or no, 100 kroner. Thank you. Inhales. Cuck. Love you, Devo. Thanks very much, man. Silver Camaro for $5. Thank you. Shoe-on-Head. I'm a libertarian socialist. She also sims for Huey Long. I totally just don't want the boot to be a socialist one. She hates liberals indeed. I don't think she's knowledgeable enough to truly hate anything. Shoe's politics is that she acts on instinct, I think. I do have some shit to say about Huey Long, though. Stug for 5. Thank you. I mean, after they travel all that way, they probably wouldn't mind getting caught and released. Yeah, I guess, eh? Stug for $2. Thank you. More like soy cons, am I right? Red Sings the Blue for 5. Yeah, that's right. The donation, the ANCAP from George Hernandez. Deal. Okay, this is the start of the show. So thank you. I think we've now seen all of the super chats. Yes, we have. Let me refresh it once more. Real quick. Okay. There's a few more. Sean Randalls for $5. Good morning, Dev. You should buy an Ember mug. No more cold coffee. What is an Ember mug? I don't know what that is. Here, the Human Substitute for £5. No, I released the video first announcing it. Started working on it. Oh, I've been working on this in my head for over a year. Actually, I've been pushing Sargon to do it, but he said he didn't want to. Yorozuya for $5. Sup, Dev? Free tampons never forget. Also, I never talked to a certain pastor. Hold on. I never made a claim for free tampons. All right? What I said is that I think it'd be a good idea if women's washrooms had vending machines for tampons in them. All right? And I also said, if, say, an institution or a school wanted to spend their own money to provide things like tampons to women, that's their choice. You know, if they wanted to waste fucking money on that nonsense, they could do so. And then if you don't like that, you shouldn't attend that school or you shouldn't attend that business. Like, you can't tell people, even private organizations, what to do with their own funding. Like, fuck. 2000 HUFs. I don't know what those are, but thank you, Andre. Hey Dev, will you cover the protests in China about schooling? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. I don't know what you mean. That's a completely new thing to me. $2 from Yorozuya. Are you Ring today? What do you mean by Ring? I don't understand any of these. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, I think that's the end. So I am gonna take off, guys. I am gonna take off. So yes. Wait. Shu's relevance is fading. Well, yeah, Shu's relevance was fading, so she latched onto BreadTube. Now that BreadTube is dying, she's trying to latch onto the liberals again. But Sargon is done. Kraut is done. I'm done with her. I think honestly, like she's hanging out a bit with Adam and Sitch because they're like the only liberals she hasn't stabbed in the back yet. Anyway, I think you can actually find that video. It's definitely there. She's deleted a lot of videos. Okay, no, we're not talking about it. We're not talking about it. Oh, Bankroll for 10. Thank you again. Thank you. I've worked at plenty of places with free feminine hygiene stuff in the washroom. It seems reasonable. I think more offices should have showers too. Yeah, but I don't want to live at work. Do you? Harry for 5. I can definitively prove Aaron did nothing wrong after Marley waged a 100-year war of attempted genocide with no chance of surrender. I don't know. I don't completely agree. I think Aaron. Okay. I don't want to say he did nothing wrong, but his position is entirely understandable. And I think even though it's the wrong thing, it was the wrong thing from an outsider's position. A moral person in his position would do what he did, I think, based on everything else that's happened. Do a video on Shu with Shu? No. No, we don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. Anyway, that is it. The stream is over. If you want to watch me on Arch's RP, the Warhammer Skaven RP, that is in about 3 hours on Arch's channel. Between now and then, I'm going to try and work on the next Tubcast with Lilith. We recorded one last week. I'm going to put it out tomorrow. And yes, please consider. I'll just put the shell stuff back up. Please consider donating if you are so inclined to support us, and please consider dropping by Game Boomers whenever we do those things. I announce them on Twitter. I announce them in the community section of this channel. I announce it everywhere. So if you want to drop by for the gaming streams, please do so. There is an RP today. Yorozuya, thank you. Karasimol for 5. Honestly, Shoes takes on Twitter seem more and more reactionary lately. I can discuss the politics without talking about Shu, but basically there is like, you know what? It's too much to get into this right now. But basically, I've been doing a lot of reading of old political philosophers from like the 1910s, and I have definitively discovered the link between socialism and fascism. I've definitively found it, and I think I can describe it, and that'll be a future video. Yes, that's true, Harry. But again, these are topics that I can't do on this stream, guys. God damn it. Okay. I'm getting out of here. I'll see you in about 3 hours on Arch's stream. I might see you in 6 or 7 hours, or possibly tomorrow for a Game Boomer stream. And I'll see you tomorrow on the Tubcast with Lilith. Have a good day, guys. I love you.